the game. Plenty of time.
Timberwolves come up with it. Hernangomez and Juancho, sí, señor.
Oh, yeah.
Hernangomez and Juancho, sí, señor.
Say what?
Gomez and Juancho, sí, señor.
Finally.
Yo, it's your boy Dctree, and this is Dctree-Nation, the channel on YouTube that covers hoops and heroes. And today we're talking hoops. We're talking the San Antonio Spurs, y'all, actually making a trade during the season. But I gotta tell you, it's not the blockbuster trade that we hoped for. It's not gonna turn many heads. But I gotta tell you, on the surface, man, it's not a bad move. And I wanna tell you why in this video, man. We got your boy Juancho from the Celtics, and I think overall this may be what's best for this team for several reasons, and I won't give you those reasons in a second. But before I jump too deep into it, if you like my content, please sub to the channel, hit that like button, don't forget to hit that bell for more videos. Thank you so much for the continued support. Okay guys, I'm not going to keep you long, but I do want to point out that I did predict something like this happening sooner than later, and I did that in the video above, the Primo video that didn't do too well on the channel because I was a little repetitive, but I had to make that video because I felt this coming. I felt that Primo could not grow with the backcourt being this crowded, and I figured either it was going to be Lonnie at the end of the year or Forbes at some point. And it was Forbes, man. They got rid of him, and I don't think it was a hard feeling type of thing. You know, I think it's just one of those things like, hey, we're going with a youth movement. You can help a contender. You know, we got a player that could turn into something, could turn into nothing. In return, we need size. We got plenty of guards. Hey, best of luck to you. So shout out to Forbes for being a class act. Shout out to him for being with the Spurs, man. And I wish him the best in Denver, man. You know, I was surprised when he even came back to the Spurs, seeing our situation with him coming off a championship or whatnot. He probably should have stayed in Milwaukee, to be honest with you. I don't know what the money situation was like in Milwaukee, but he probably should have did that for his career. But hey, I think he'll find a home at Denver. So just to start off this video, I want to wish him luck. Not saying he's going to hear it, but hey, wish you luck, brother. You know, good luck. Okay, so now the Spurs, as a result of this trade, have a new player, Juancho. You know, I love that name. It just rolls off the tongue. The marketing is tough. Juancho, man. Now, a lot of people aren't really happy with this because Forbes was turning the corner. He was playing a little bit better. He was shooting the ball a lot better. And the Spurs can always use shooters. But like I said before, man, you're not going to really free up Primo unless you get rid of someone. So the Spurs, they got him a little cap room. They got a slot for Primo to fit in if he's ready. Or if he's not ready, that's good too. Because like I said in that video, he has to make some mistakes to grow. He's kind of peaked out with this whole Austin thing, you know. And I do think Pop's plan of bringing him slow was helping. I had a video about that. But just seeing him play with so many players being out on health protocols just showed me even more that maybe, hey, he needs a little bit more time at NBA speed. Because he was making some mistakes, and you're going to clean up those mistakes by, you know, letting him play. So I'm glad that we did kind of get rid of Forbes to make room for him. I'm glad that we have Juancho, because Juancho is actually a power forward that can help this team. You know, he can shoot the three. You know, he can shoot the mid-range. He's more of a putback player, but hey, he's a bona fide power forward. You know, I love Keldon, and Keldon probably still going to start, but Keldon is undersized at 6'5". This guy, Juancho, is 6'9". He's a bit of a journeyman, but he's at that point in his career like, hey, he needs to make a move or he's going to find himself outside the league. So I think he's going to be a little desperate. And then with the Spurs organization, there's going to be a chance for him to play, a chance for him to be well coached, a chance for him to, you know, take his game to the next level. And I feel like he's going to try at least to seize this opportunity. Doesn't mean we're going to keep him, but the energy level on his end needs to be high. So again, man, it's good for the Spurs to pick up these type of players, these players that have something to prove, these players that are hungry, these players that are looking for an opportunity, these players that are looking for a home, because it can really turn out well for them. You know, if you've been a fan of the Spurs for years, you know, I've been a fan for decades almost, and like, they always find these players, the diamonds in the rough, you know, that play extra hard in the Spurs system, play extra hard for Greg Popovich. So Juancho could easily be one of these players for us. You know, he could be one of these guys, you know, these lunch pail type of guys. You know, he's not going to drop 30 or average 20 and 10 or anything like that. But man, maybe he can make a 2-3 threes a game, you know, to really stretch the floor for Murray, for White, you know, and really make a difference off the bench. And that's what I think the Spurs are looking for, because at the end of the day, we're not looking for someone to save us, you know, this year through a trade. You know, that's going to have to come in the off season. That's going to have to come through the draft potentially. So I think this is a good move because we do need the size. You know, Pirtle has improved. You know, we do have Landale. Landale can hit a couple threes a game, you know, but having another stretch four or a body that can give us some fouls, some size, some rebounds, some energy is always a good thing. You know, Forbes, you know, by definition is a better player, but with a crowded rotation, you know, Forbes wasn't as effective or needed as much as he is probably going to be needed on a contender that needs a 3-point specialist, that needs someone to bring off, you know, bring scoring through off the bench. The Spurs didn't necessarily need that. And don't get me wrong, he's going to be missed when it comes to those percentages from three. But right now, currently, I think this is the best move. And then it's a low risk move because he comes off the cap this off season. If it doesn't work out, if it does work out, he'll be willing to come back to the Spurs, you know, because that's in short supply, people that actually want to come to San Antonio. But so he'll be willing to come back to the Spurs for the right price potentially. Okay, I don't think he's gonna get overly greedy. I hope not, you know, if the Spurs are actually going to give him some playing time, because even with the Celtics, as much as they've been struggling, he hasn't been able to crack the lineup or get on the floor. Now, that could be a telltale sign, but who knows? At the end of the day, I see a lot of fans upset with this trade, upset it's not a big splash, upset that we got rid of Forbes, and Forbes is, you know, a better player overall, and yada yada yada, etc. And I understand those points of view, because, you know, San Antonio, we're ready for a big splash, we're ready, you know, for a big free agent, a big trade, something in some type of direction. And I understand that, but it has to be the right move. You can't just make a move just for the sake of making a move. And that's was always my stance against the Ben Simmons thing, because that's what it felt like. You know, here we were complaining about DeRozan, and we don't go for Ben Simmons. Like, that didn't make sense to me. So get used to these type of moves, these small moves like a Juancho, you know, because that's where the Spurs are right now. So, you know, get over it, so to speak. And I understand also the argument that, you know, we gave away a better player for a journeyman, but you got to look at the needs of the team. You know, we got Derek White, we got Vassell, we got Primo, we got Trey Jones, we got DeJounte Murray. And we got so many people in the backcourt that Forbes, he was just kind of crowding, you know, the rotation, and he was a bit of a defensive liability, to be honest with you. Now, that defensive liability is worth it if you need a 3-point specialist, if you're a contender and you need that outside shooting touch from someone, and the Spurs aren't really there. You know, like Bryn Forbes would be perfect for like a team like the Lakers. Like, he would, you know, have a career year with the Lakers, because that's just how desperate they are for outside shooting. And the same thing with the Nuggets, they can use them. Jokic, he's in the middle, he's gonna pass out the Forbes is gonna hit it all the time. Money, his percentage is about to go way up. So they provide something that the Spurs weren't able to do. So to me, it was a mutual beneficial deal. So because of that, was it the perfect deal? No. But because of that, I have to give it a B-, man. It was a B-. It was a solid move, low risk. It gets Primo on the floor. You can't get mad at that, y'all. Can't get mad at that. All right, guys, that's it for this one. Let me know in the comment section how you feel about this trade. It's not something to get super excited about, but do you think it's a decent trade? Talk to me, guys. Check out the other videos on the channel, and I will catch you in the next one. Peace.